He's very funny. I think you guys are going to love him. Please welcome Mark LaPierre.
I was recently watching TV the other day, and I saw this commercial for Valtrex. And at the end of the commercial, it had a statistic that 70% of the people with genital herpes get from people who show no signs of having genital herpes. It must suck to wake up the next morning and find that, to be the truth. But think about the statistic for a second. So that means the other 30% of people with genital herpes get it from people who clearly show signs of having it. I'm sorry, you're that 30% of people, then you're a fucking idiot. But as in all drug commercials, they list the side effects of taking Valtrex. Like headache, nausea, abdominal pain. I wonder, is that is someone contemplating not taking that pill for those side effects? Fuck, every time I piss, it feels like my dick is on fire. I just can't deal with the headache right now. I think the commercial would be like side effects of Valtrex. Nothing nearly as bad as having genital herpes. The side effects do intrigue me. This commercial I saw for Propecia. It's a pill that men take to grow their hair back. And it's like warning pregnant women should not be exposed to or touch a broken tablet because it could harm them and their unborn child. Now, I don't care how bald I may be in the future. There is no way I'm taking a pill with the same side effects as the island from Lost. I do watch a lot of television, though. One show, anybody watch Intervention? Anybody? Yeah. Drug addicts? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That show is fucked up, right? I love it. I am addicted to the show Intervention, which is kind of ironic, if you will. No, don't get me wrong. I feel bad for the people on the show, and I feel bad for their families. But most of all, I feel bad for the camera crew. Because when that drug addict runs out of drugs in the middle of the night and has to go to some crack house to get more, guess who's going with them? They show up at the crack house, and it must be really awkward because they're the only ones not smoking crack. I'm sure the peer pressure, it's pretty tough. Some crack kid's like, hey man, you want to smoke some crack? And they'd be like, no, that shit will ruin your life. But if you could keep smoking while we film you for the show, I'd really appreciate it. No, but it's tough for me to comprehend how people get that bad sometimes. Because when I grew up, we had anti-drug everything. We had even these comic books with Superman. Instead of fighting his normal villains, he would fight drug dealers. The message of the comic book was, if you like Superman, say no to drugs. The message I got from the comic book was, I love Superman, and the best possible chance I ever have of meeting Superman is to start dealing drugs. But everyone knows you can't meet Superman dealing drugs. You can, however, meet Superman by doing drugs. And by doing certain drugs, you can actually become Superman. So you think, Yeah, I mean, you guys remember the original anti-drug campaign ad, though? It was like that commercial with the egg in the frying pan. You guys remember that? The raw egg. It's like, the raw egg in the pan, this is your brain. And they start frying the egg. This is your brain on drugs. Because when people get fucked up, they like to make breakfast. But I like those commercials a lot better than the ones they have now. Because the commercials they have now are like way too depressing. There's that, anti-pot commercial where the kid's alone in backyard playing with a toy. She drops it in the pool, so she reaches over to get it and it cuts out. This voice comes on, it's like, you can just tell the parents you couldn't watch her, because you're too busy getting high. They'll understand. No they fucking won't. That is the worst advice I've ever heard. Try that, tell me how it works out. I'm guessing you're probably not going to get paid for babysitting. Well, the logic in that commercial is flawed. It insinuates because you smoke pot, that's why the kid died. Well, what if you're too busy doing something else, Like, where have you taken a shit? I think you have, anti-pooping commercials. Just tell her parents you couldn't watch her, because you're too busy dropping your own kids into the pool. Hey, that's it for me. You guys have been great. Thanks so much.
Mark LaPierre, everyone.